El alfabeto, los consonantes, the consonants. The letters B and V have the same letter name and the same sound in Spanish. It's said be. Don't press your lips quite as hard together as you would with an English B, be. But be, since both letters are named that, can be a little confusing. To distinguish between the two, if it's not clear from the context, for the letter B, B de burro is said. B de burro. Se. In Spain, this will be pronounced the with a th sound. But throughout Latin America, se. Che. Officially, this is not part of the Spanish alphabet anymore. The Royal Academy of Spanish took this out of the alphabet, but many people will still use che when they spell things because that's the alphabet they learn when they're kids. De. D has a softer sound in Spanish than it does in English. Put your tongue up like you're going to say a th, but then say a d, de, and that'll give you a good approximation of the Spanish sound. F. The letters that are in capitals, that's the syllable that receives the stress or the emphasis when you say these letter names. F. G. I have a picture of goats here because students often have a hard time remembering G, H, and J. So I want you to remember that goats, which starts with a G, eat hay. Ge. In Spain, the sound will be more guttural. It'll be more ge. H is H. Think of a hatchet and think of your arm going back, lifting up the hatchet before you chop down on something. H. It sounds a lot like the letter che, ch, but it has that extra syllable and you're going to think of a hatchet. H. The letter J is pronounced HOE-tah. And I have a picture of a hoe here because I want you to think of the letter J's shape. Think of this as the metal part, the flat part of the hoe that does the digging. And here's the handle to help you think of HOE-tah. Once again in Spain, the sound is going to be more guttural. HOE-tah. Ka. L. When you make the L sound in Spanish, instead of putting up most of your tongue like you do in English, and in fact try that right now, say L, and feel how much of your tongue is behind your front teeth. I want you to just put up the tip of your tongue when you say the Spanish L, and I don't want you to put it behind your teeth. I want you to go still behind your teeth, but above them there's a gum ridge, and try to put the tip of your tongue right there. L, L, as opposed to L, L. The double L is officially not part of the Spanish alphabet anymore, but many people will still use it when they spell. And they'll say ella, ella. Think of each of the cheerleaders' arms representing an L. So we've got the double L here, ella, and the cheerleader says yay. So there's your corny way to remember ella. In some countries, they'll pronounce this letter as AJ. AJ. Both are perfectly acceptable. M, N, Ñ. The ñ sound is the same sound when we say the English word canyon. So ñ. And that little squiggle mark is called a tilde. And the tilde over the N, that's the only letter the tilde can go over, is letting you know to say that ñ. ñ. Pe. And with P, don't press your lips quite as hard together as you would with an English P. It's not as an explosive of a sound. Pe. Q. The letter Q, notice that the bird's sitting on the telephone wire here, the mourning dove. Think of its tail hanging down over to remind you that the letter Q is said, Q, just like the mourning dove, Q, Q, on the wire. Ere. The Spanish R is formed quite differently than the English R. With the English R, your tongue is making more of a lateral movement. In Spanish, your tongue is making a vertical movement. That is, it's going up and it's coming back down, and that flipping down, that flap, is that ere sound. If you take the words, English words, butter or ladder, and say them fast several times in a row, you'll get the feeling of what your tongue should be doing. So say butter, 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 or ladder, 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 ladder. And if you feel that vertical movement, that's the same movement you're going to make when you say ere, this letter name. The double R, not officially part of the Spanish alphabet. R. Just do multiple flips of your tongue. R. S. Think of an English essay. What you don't want to write for English class, it has two S's in it. S. Te. B de vaca. V as in cow. V as in the word vaca, which means cow. W. Literally double V. And there are some countries that will say W, double U. X. Y. Y literally means I, Greek, because the Spanish alphabet borrowed the Y from the Greek alphabet. And so they're saying this is a Greek I. Y. Z. In Spain, this letter will be pronounced theta, once again with a TH sound. Theta. But throughout Latin America, zeta.